Kasi ako eh.
All right, so good morning. Today's topic is going to be Grammar 5. I don't know if you guys have already attended this lecture, but this is this is a continuation of Grammar 4 from last week. Okay, so who can recall the topic from last week, which was Grammar 4? We talked about um modal verbs. Tama ba? Modal verbs last week. Conditionals, yes. Modal verbs and conditionals was the topic in our previous grammar lecture. So I'm planning to complete all the grammar lectures in the Niner series, which is, I think, up to grammar 7 or 8. As I was saying earlier, I am yet to find the presentation slides for grammar 6 and 7. So, saka na natin problemahin yan pag nandun na. So anyways, today we're going to talk about modifiers. I guess the last time you heard about modifiers was way back in high school or way back in elementary. But let's simply define modifiers as words that alter the meaning of sentences and they describe certain units of sentences, such as nouns. Okay. Okay, so sorry, I skipped the first thing that I should have discussed actually. Just a reminder, why are we conducting so many grammar lectures these past few weeks? I'm actually very diligent in incorporating one grammar lecture every week or every 2 weeks just because some of you who have presented or have submitted their writing outputs to me have committed so many grammar lapses. And it's quite sad because, as you know, grammar is a big component of your score, both in writing and in speaking. They account for grammar accuracy accounts for 25%. That's one fourth of your total score in that specific test. So that's why even these grammar lectures are just minor lectures. You still have to treat them as important as the other lectures. Okay? And I do know for a fact that a lot of you are intimidated when it comes to your grammar knowledge. As I mentioned earlier, these topics were covered way back in elementary and high school, and not all of you were able to undergo English courses. That's why I believe these are really helpful topics. Okay? So modifiers are words that are used to make nouns more precise, to alter the meaning of nouns, and definitely to change the structure of a sentence. Okay. So we have two parts of speech known as modifiers. We're going to talk about adjectives, adverbs, and verbals this morning. So we will focus more on adjectives and adverbs. It's very simple. You don't have to complicate things. When we say adjectives, they are words that describe nouns. What are nouns again? People, places, things, ideas. Okay? And definitely we have adverbs, which are words from the word itself, adverbs that modify an action or a verb. Okay? Adjectives are for nouns, adverbs are for verbs. It's that simple. Okay. These modifiers can slightly change the meaning of other words by adding a description or making them more precise. When we say precise, it simply means making it more exact or accurate. Okay, for example, you're trying to describe a person. Okay, let's say we were talking about a boy earlier. His name is Lander. And all of you are so curious. Lander? How does Lander look like in real life? Why are we talking about him? Because if it's an ordinary boy na nakasabay niya today, it's just nothing to talk about. But because Lander is quite special, because he's good looking and nice, very nice. He has a very good character. That's why you're kind of curious, I believe. Okay. If I were to say that there's a boy that she saw in the jeepney, you wouldn't know who that boy I'm talking about is. Because there are other boys there. It's not just Glander, right? But if I were to describe him with adjectives, you would know exactly who it is. He's a fairly tall boy, not very tall, but not too short either. He has eyeglasses. He's wearing eyeglasses. Okay. Adjectives. His height is fair. Okay. Not so tall, not so short. He has bright complexion. So, hindi siya maitim. Okay? Bright complexion. Tama ba? Oh, mabuti kasi siya, right? And then he has very attractive eyes with kind of thick eyebrows. And he has a prominent nose. Actually, he looks very shy and timid. But when you get to know him, he's actually very funny and humorous. It's the same thing, funny and humorous, sorry. So those words that I use to describe Lander, now, if makakasabay mo sila sa jeep, not gonna drop names, don't worry. If makakasabay mo sila sa jeep, you would know what we're talking about, who we're talking about, because of the adjectives that I actually mentioned. Now, tingnan nga natin kung ako ay mga adjectives. Am I gonna show a picture of Lander? Just kidding, no. I don't have to do that. So we have a new student. Her name is Iris Ann. I have never met you in person. I hope I could meet you here. Are you a new student, Iris Ann? Welcome to the lecture. Today's lecture is Grammar 5, and we're going to cover the topics about modifiers, which are adjectives, adverbs, and verbals. Okay, do you now understand what our topic is going to be about? Yes, no further introduction. Let's get into it. Okay, let's first define adjectives. Silently read the description. Okay, adjectives are words that qualify the meaning of a noun or pronoun. As mentioned earlier, adjectives are for nouns and pronouns. They can alter the meaning of nouns and pronouns in sentences, providing information about its appearance, location, and so on. It is a word used to describe a noun or pronoun or to give it a specific meaning. If I were to ask you to go over that shelf and bring me a book, you would not know exactly which book I am referring to because there are so many books on the shelves. Can you get me a book from the shelf? Definitely, you would ask me which one. Which book are you pertaining to? Now, if I were to use adjectives, you would know exactly which book I'm asking you to get. I'd like you to get the book located at the back of the stack. It's a yellow one, and it is written by Elizabeth Murray. The adjectives that I used describe the location and the appearance of the book. Siyempre, babasahin mo kung kanino written by yung book, di ba? So those adjectives collected together, you can easily find the book that I'm talking about. Okay? It usually answers the question, what kind, which one, how many, how much. How many is for the quantity, how much is also for the quantity. Okay? Of course, many is used for count nouns, like things that you can count, and how much is used for not count nouns or things that you can't count but can measure by units. Okay? I don't know if you can read it properly. If you want, you can come closer or just wait for the handouts later. But if you can read it properly, that's good. Okay, let's look at some examples here. The question, what kind? Let's say I'm asking my husband to get me a sweater from the closet. Alam niyo naman yung mga lalaki, hindi talaga yan marunong maghanap. Hindi kung nasa harapan niya na, hindi pa rin niya makikita. Nasaan, puro ganon. Tama ba? Nakakainis talaga yun, guys. Yung nasa harapan na niya talaga, tatanungin pa niya, dinescribe mo na, sinabi mo na yun yung green sweater, na wool yung texture. Pero hindi pa rin niya makikita. Bakit kaya ganun? Explain nyo nga sa amin. It's because you're so used to your wives or your girlfriends doing it for you. Kaya naman, pag kayo na yung gagawa ng task, para lang litu-lituhan lang, ganun. I'm just kidding. Napaka-gender bias ko. Well, it really depends on the character of a person, but I do believe that most men are generalized with that kind of character. Yung hindi marunong maghanap. Diba? Okay, so what kind of sweater am I looking for? I'm looking for my green sweater, which I bought from Uniqlo or H&M, Bershka. You can mention brands as well, okay? And then we have, what kind of woman is she? She's a tall woman. What kind of cake do you have? It's a sweet cake, actually. What kind of joy is there whenever you are with your family? There's pure joy. Joy is a noun. It's an abstract noun, but it's a non-count noun. So you say there is pure joy. Okay? Actually, para sa akin, redundant tong pure joy na to eh. Because joy is actually defined as something pure. Magkaiba for me yung happiness and joy because happiness is brought by temporary things. Such I'm happy right now because I have my new iPhone 17. But after a few days, when you get accustomed to it, at medyo sawa ka na, it's just temporary. It just brings you temporary happiness. But joy for me is something that you feel for a very long time, actually eternally maybe. And it's something that is quite priceless, not brought by material things. So we have another student, his name is, are you a boy or a girl? Gervier. Welcome to the Zoom session. Si Gervier tsaka si Iris, hindi ko pa kilala. Okay, adjectives. In order for you to identify adjectives and sentences, you can also ask the question, which one? And to answer this question, we use pronouns such as this book, that child, those rules, these islands. What's the difference between this and that? Do you know the difference how to use the word this and that in a sentence? When we use this, it means the proximity is close. Yung location ng isang bagay, okay? Like this. This is my phone. This is my phone. That is Cassie's phone. Because it's far away, the distance, hindi ko siya ma-reach with my hands. But when you want to use the word this, It's for things that are close to you, that are reachable. Now, if you just want to add plural form, these. These are gadgets. Okay? Laptop, projector, cell phone. These are gadgets. Huh? Did? Asan yung did?
Wala dyan, ma'am.
Huh?
Yung it saka yung that.
It. Okay, we use it when we're pertaining to things, objects, or animals. It's a dog. It's a cat. You only use him, her, his, hers when you're talking about humans, right? That's a totally different topic though. Okay? But yeah, you only use it when you're pertaining to items or animals. But definitely you can't use it when you're pertaining to a human. It's a girl. Pero pag baby, it's a girl. Pwede naman yun. Kasi siguro, it's a common thing that you say, she's pregnant and it's a girl. Kasi hindi pa naman lumalabas sa mundo. So, it's a girl. She's a girl. Pero para sa akin, dapat considered na siya as human. Kasi may heartbeat na. Mga ganun. But anyway, that's a totally different topic. But it ties on these and those. So, yung these, it's just simply the plural form of this. These are gadgets. Pag naman singular, this is a phone. Ngayon, yung that ay singular form ng mga items na nasa malayo. Item na nasa malayo. That is her phone. Because it's there on her desk. Okay? Now, if you want to make it plural, you say those. That is a book. I'm pertaining to one book. That is a book written by Elizabeth Murray. Those are books in the bookshelves. Okay? Those, plural form lang siya ng that. Pero tinutukoy niya yung mga bagay na nasa malayo, out of reach. Okay? Pero if nasa malapit sa'yo, this, these. Okay? How many? Okay, it also answered the question, how many? So, 4 oceans. How many oceans do we have in the continent? 4 oceans. And then we also have few farmers. Both. Both are pertaining to 2 things. Okay. And we have 6 lobsters. Okay, so another question that is asked in order for you to identify the adjective in a sentence is how much. Again, as I said, when you use the question how many, it actually pertains to countable nouns. Wow, you're here? Oh, wait lang. I remember you. Take a seat, please. What's your name again? Ben, yeah. I thought you were leaving now when we talked.
I just came back last
Came back here? Seriously? It's nice to meet you. It's been a long time. Like, how many months has it passed?
No, it's just yeah, a month and 3 days.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's chica later.
Yes.
It's nice to see you though. I hope you're happy to see me too.
Yes, of course.
Oh. Okay, so actually our topic today is a grammar topic, which is grammar 5, and we're talking about adjectives, which is modifiers such as adjectives, adverbs, and verbals. So we have just began the lecture and we're talking about adjectives. As I said earlier, when you use the word many, you're pertaining to count nouns, such as things that you can count, and then much answers questions about quantity, but only units that can be measured. Okay, how much water do you need? Okay, you know when you say, I need 1 water. No, I need 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of water. Okay, how much money is there in your bank account right now? lang pala eh, no? Okay, next. Little patience. I've been waiting for an hour. You've been making me wait for an hour. I have very little patience left. Okay? I need to find a man with a lot of patience or with example lang yun, example. Okay, next we have extensive rainfall. There is one common mistake among Filipinos which we use on a daily. Why were you late? There was traffic. There's always traffic, you guys. There's always traffic because yung pagdaloy ng mga sasakyan sa kalsada, that's traffic already. So what is an adjective that you could use to describe the traffic at the very moment? You can use words such as heavy traffic. There was heavy traffic in the metro, so that's why I'm late. So wala nang magsasabi traffic kasi. Talaga naman, araw-araw naman traffic. At may traffic talaga sa kalsada. Right? So, if you were to describe it as light traffic, it means hindi ganun ka congested yung roads. Light traffic. Okay? So, alam nyo na. Okay, no time. There's no time left. We've spent so much time in our chica earlier. There's no time left for lecture. Just kidding. We have a lot of time left for lecture, so just sit there and relax. Okay, again, in order for you to identify adjectives and sentences, you have to ask questions such as what kind, which one, how many, and how much. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, so this will get a little bit more complicated, but please follow the discussion. So, when we say location of adjectives, we're pertaining to where do we situate the adjective in a sentence? Okay? Guys, are you taking photos and recording right now? Okay, mag-video or mag-take the photos because this is recorded and it will be uploaded, okay? And an attachment will be also available once it's uploaded. All right, naiilang kasi ako, guys. Okay, so when the adjective is located before a noun, this is the sentence. He was a competent official. Let's take a look at the first example. He was a competent official. First of all, let us identify where is the noun in this sentence. Any hands? He was a competent official. Hindi ako makagamit ng pen, unfortunately. Pero sige, try natin. Ito yung... The noun in the sentence is official. And now, it's easy for you to identify what kind of official he is by answering the question, what kind? So what is the word? What's the adjective in the sentence? Competent. Exactly. Thank you so much. May mga narinig akong bumubulong-bulong dito sa side na to. Okay. Yes. The adjective in this sentence is competent. It describes the official. It means magaling siya, mahusay siya, matalino siya, competent. Okay? On the second sentence, I would not want a cheap shirt as a present. Hala, ang choosy naman nito. Ayaw daw niya ng cheap na shirt. Yung tipong re-regaluhan ka, tas choosy ka. Huwag ganun. Just kidding. So guys, let's identify kung ano yung noun na na-modify dito sa sentence na to. So first sentence, competent. Second sentence, I would not want a cheap shirt as a present. Maraming nouns dyan, pero ang tinatanong ko, aling noun ang na-modify or nabigyan ng modifier? Iris, thank you for the answer. Sabi niya shirt. Yes, the correct answer is shirt. Kasi ang modifier niya ay, what kind of shirt is it that she doesn't want to receive? A cheap shirt. Okay? Always answer the question, what kind? Which one? How many? How much? All right. So this is the location of adjective when it is located before a noun. And this is the simplest way on how you can construct your sentences. What kind of coach is she? Am I? Sige nga, describe niyo ako. Gusto ko marinig yung mga adjectives. Galingan niyo Pag ako di natuwa sa adjectives na yan. What is an adjective or a modifier that you could use to describe me as your coach? One word only. Hindi mo masyadong pag-isipan, alam ko ano ng pretty, smart. Yes.
From the first description there, they are very
Competent? Oh my. Maliit na bagay. Okay. How about the others? Aesthetically pleasing.
yes.
Yung nagbuhat ka ng sarili mong bangko. I'm just kidding, guys. Kayo naman. Ay, may mga sumagot dito. Ayusin nyo, guys, baka i-kick out ko kayo. Sir Kevin yan. Kinig. Hindi ako nang kick out. Amazing. Amazing daw ako? Really? In what way? In teaching. Ano lang. Thank you so much for your compliments. Kahit ako lang din naman nagsabi. Okay, next. If the adjective is a sense verb. Okay. For some of you, first time nyo palang narinig yung sense verb. Because it's not commonly talked about. But from the word itself, sense, it talks about the 5 senses of humans. Can you please tell me what are the 5 senses of humans? I feel like I'm talking to an elementary audience right now. The only difference is, pag elementary student, ma'am, kayo, very nonchalant nyo. Parang gusto ko nang pumunta dun sa elementary school. Just kidding, no. Yes, the 5 senses are sense of sight, smell, touch. O, di ba? Nakalimutan ko. Taste. Hearing. Sense of hearing. Oh, yan. So, there are words that appear to be sense verbs, but you don't know na verbs pala yon. Such as seems, appears. Okay? All right. Before we start talking about sense verb, I want you to write on a piece of paper or on your phone right now. Make a sentence wherein the location of the adjective is before a noun. Yun muna, sige. One sentence only. It's gonna take you less than a minute. Sa mga nasa Zoom, please participate and drop your examples here in the chat thread. Pinaka-basic tong for yung structure na yan. So, I'm sure hindi kayo mahirapan. Okay, I'm asking for participation right now, so please tell me your sentences. The sentence that I'm asking you to construct is where the location of the adjective is before a noun. Like, he was a competent official. She was a marvelous cook. Something like that. Oh my gosh! Wait lang. Nandito ba si Rhea? Rhea, are you still here? I got your message, pero hindi ako makapag-reply kasi I am in the lecture. But I want to greet you a happy birthday! I-greet naman natin si Rhea ng happy birthday. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Rhea! Oo eh. Uy, happy birthday, Rhea! Oo nga pala, it's October 15. Kaya pala kanina ko pa iniisip, there's something about this date. But I think I forgot about it. And yeah, now I remember your birthday. Magka-chat kasi kami lagi ni Rhea. Yeah. Okay. Iris said he's doing a risky job. The noun in your sentence is job, and the adjective that you use is risky. Very good. She wore a beautiful red cloak. All right. Thank you, Kurt. Beautiful and red are the modifiers that she used, and they're placed before the noun, so that's also correct structure. How about people here in the room? It's okay, you can do it. Yeah. Para maka-move on na tayo guys sa next. Wow! Sayang wala ako dito sa Friday. Pumasok kaya ako para sa handa mo, Rhea. What if pumasok ako nun? Okay, so sentence examples, anyone in the room? Sige, sabihin mo na. It's just a simple structure. Mitchie, yes, I know. You wanna give your answer.
You was expecting a baby girl.
She was expecting a baby girl. The girl is a baby. So the noun is girl and she was expecting a baby girl. Or a healthy baby girl, pwede. Right? A healthy baby girl. Yeah, that's right. Cassie, ano na? Alam ko namang mayroong naka-prepare dyan. 10 examples yung kay Cassie. Sige na, mag-share ka na ng isa! You're so cute.
Yeah, I-
Yeah, sure.
you look gorgeous with her.
She looks gorgeous with her dress. But the adjective is not located before the noun. It has to be located before the noun. Can you please can you add a modifier for the dress? She looks gorgeous with her glittery dress. Ang pangit naman ng glittery dress. Or with her silky dress. Silky, glittery, yes, sure.
Bakit she was kasi expecting pala? Bakit di ba she's?
Can you say it again, please?
She, hindi yung kay
Ay, sa akin.
Ah, wait lang. Ano tayo kaya ano eh? Balikan natin. Yes?
she look gorgeous.
She looks gorgeous with her. Lagyan mo ng modifier yung dress. She looks gorgeous with her glittery dress or silky dress. Okay? Okay, balikan natin yung kay Mitchie. Mitchie, can you please repeat it?
Mali nga po ata. Dapat she's expecting.
She's kasi expecting pa lang din.
Was ba yung sinabi mo?
Mali nga.
He was expecting.
Or,
Oh, baka mamaya may masamang nangyari sa baby. Oo nga, wag mo gamitin yung was kasi. Parang kasi ang negative ng tone, ano, she was expecting. She was expecting a healthy baby girl. Tapos parang, it turns out na hindi pala. Diba? Thank you for pointing that out. That's such a bright thing to point out. Di ko kasi napansin eh. Pero okay lang. Ano lang? She's expecting. Alright, so after a sense verb. A sense verb, let's identify the sense verb in the sentence. The kitten seems frisky and playful. So the word seems is actually the sense verb. So, ang location ng adjective natin ay after ng sense verb. So, ang adjective natin ay, adjectives are frisky, playful, which describe kittens. The kitten. Okay? So, ito yung sense verb, seems, appears, sounds, looks. Yan yung mga sense verbs. Okay? The room appears empty and quiet. What are the adjectives? What are the adjectives on the second example? Empty and quiet. Those are words that modify the room. Ang sense verb natin ay appears. The room appears empty and quiet. Okay, now make a sentence using a sense verb and adding modifiers after the sense verb. Can you do that? Mello, welcome to the class. Pag dito nag-a-appear siya pero sa screen ko di siya nag-a-appear. Okay. Make a sentence using sense verb after and then after add the adjectives. Okay? Okay, I'll give you a little help. Sa sense of sight, ang pwede nyo gamitin na sense verbs ay see, seems, appears. Sa hearing naman, sa hearing, pwede nyo gamitin na sense verb ay heard, sound, okay? Sa smell naman, wala namang iba kundi smell. It smells awesome. It smells horrific. Just kidding. It smells horrible. Sa taste naman, pwedeng taste. Taste lang. Taste lang. And sa feel naman, feel, felt, past tense. Okay? Yan yung mga sense verbs. Looks, sees, appears, hear, heard, smell, taste, feel, felt. Okay? So, ano na yung mga sample sentences nyo? Madali lang yan. Noun, sense verb, adjective. For example, she looks beautiful in that dress. She looks beautiful in that dress. The sense verb is looks. The subject is she. She looks, and the adjective is beautiful. She looks beautiful in that dress. Pag naman lalagyan mo ng adjective before a noun, she looks beautiful in that elegant dress. So dalawang adjective natin, beautiful, which describes the subject, and then elegant, which describes the dress. Pero ang ina-ask ko lang naman sa inyo ay gamitin yung adjective after the sense verb. How about the example sentence? The sky looks clear today. The sky looks clear today. Hindi ako makapag-type dito sa sa screen. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Okay, so itong sentence na to, the sky. The sky is the subject. Looks is the sense verb, which talks about the appearance. And then we have the adjective clear. The clear sky. The clear sky is beautiful. So dalawang adjectives ko doon. Clear tsaka beautiful. It's just that yung location lang nag-iiba. Okay? The sky looks clear today. Ang sense verb na ginamit natin ay looks. Ito naman. The cookies smell delicious. The cookies smell delicious. I-identify natin. What's the subject? Cookies. What's the sense verb? Smell. The cookies smell. The adjective is delicious. So where is the adjective located? After the sense verb. The cookies smell delicious. Do you understand it? Okay, next. The location of the adjective is before a noun, after a noun. So, kung yung unang rule natin, ang location ni adjective ay before a noun, sa third rule naman natin, pwede pa lang after the noun din. Okay? However, this structure is not highly recommended because it's more prone for you to make grammatical errors. Kasi nga ang daming mga comma. Ayan, mga comma. The building, comma, old and fragile, was demolished. Pwede namang, the old and fragile building was demolished. That's the beauty about English grammar. It's so versatile. You can change the location of words, but then you have to remember that you have to add appropriate punctuation marks at all times, because you're gonna make mistakes in grammar if your punctuation marks are missing or mislocated. Okay? Ito yung examples ng adjectives located after the noun. I considered the teacher tactful. Okay. Again, our subject is teacher. Our noun, the noun that is being modified is teacher, because the word tactful describes the teacher. What kind of teacher is she? She's a tactful teacher. What kind of building is it? It's an old and fragile building. See? We answer the question, what kind? When we're looking for adjectives. Okay? Another example of after the noun. Sige, gagawa ko. Her skin, fair and smooth, was burnt by the fire. Okay. Her skin, fair and smooth, was burnt by the fire. The location of the adjectives are after the noun at saka nakapaloob siya sa phrase na fair and smooth. Okay? So, hihiwalay natin sila with comma. Her skin, comma, fair and smooth, comma, was burnt by the fire. Pero kung simpleng structure lang gagamitin natin, her fair and smooth skin was burnt by the fire. Pwede rin naman ganon. Kaya naman hindi natin nire-recommenda yung first structure na to. Kasi nga, kung hindi ka naman advanced level sa English, you can make mistakes. So, kung gusto mo play safe ka na lang, okay? All right. Is it clear how to use adjectives after nouns? The second example naman. I consider the teacher tactful. Parang ayaw niyo na magbigay ng examples ah. Nahihirapan na ba kayo? Si Limay nag-leave oh. Tatawagin pa man din kita. Okay. Okay. Meet Adam, a basketball player, young and competent. Hi, welcome to the class. Meet Adam, a basketball player, young and competent. What are the adjectives that I use to describe Adam or the basketball player? Yes, and I located the adjectives after the noun. Basketball player, young and competent. Okay? I know the third rule is not as easy as it seems, but still, if you want to show more versatility and competence in your sentence structure, you can apply this rule. All right, Kurt. The bridal gown, elegant and white, was perfect for the wedding. Thank you so much. That's a perfect sentence. After a linking verb. Okay. First, let's take a look at the example. The shoppers are eager for bargains. Linking verbs are? The linking verb is are. That's what I'm saying, okay? The shoppers are eager for bargains. The participants are waiting for the results. Ang verb natin ay eager tsaka waiting. Pero meron tayong tinatawag na linking verb. Because apparently, adjectives, there are verbs that are used as adjectives. What kind of participants are they? They are the ones who are waiting. What kind of shoppers are they? They are the eager shoppers. So in this case, the adjectives are located after the linking verbs. Got it? It gets even more confusing, I know. But just try to absorb it. Okay? So, itong dalawang structure na to, after the noun, after the linking verb, siguro iwasan nyo na lang since nakakalito siya. So, go for this one, the simple ones. But the only difference is, yung competency level mo sa grammar, tataas kung marunong kang gumamit ng complex sentences with different structures. Okay? Is everything clear? Do you need more clarification on this part of the presentation or we're good? I can't really tell. Your faces are telling me like you're still confused about a lot of things, but then you're staying nonchalant. So tell me what you want, guys. You have to be communicators here, okay? If you want to learn and if you want something to be done, be a good communicator because hindi naman namin mahuhulaan kung ano yung nasa isip niya, right? But I'm assuming that it's clear. Just because I want to move on to the next slide. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on to the forms of adjectives. So we have different forms of adjectives. We have the normal ones, the proper nouns, nouns that are used as adjectives as well. All right, normal adjectives are like beautiful, energetic, sagacious, laconic, intelligent, efficient. It means you can easily identify them in sentences because they're normal adjectives. Okay? We also have what you call proper nouns. These are adjectives that are used, but they are altered by adding suffixes such as an, en, is, ish, ic. Why? Because proper nouns sila na ginagamit as adjectives. For example, what kind of dish is that? It's a Vietnamese dish. All right. What's your favorite type of cuisine? My favorite cuisine is Italian cuisine. Italian is a proper noun, but it's also used as an adjective. Okay. What kind of man are you looking for? He's an Italian man. Okay, the man is Italian. But again, Italian is a proper noun and is used as an adjective. In the example given here, the Duke, Duke Ellington was an African American composer. Now, let's say you step into a room of composers or musicians, and you're looking for this Duke Ellington. Pag nakita mo yung tao mukhang African American, yun pala si Duke. Diba? Mas nasa-specify nyo yung bagay or tao when you add modifiers. Hence, called modifiers. They alter and they change. They make it more specific and more precise by adding words. Okay? The term Victorian era refers to the years 1830, kulang yun ang digit, 1835 to 1901. Okay, 1835 to 1901. What kind of era was it referred to? A Victorian era. Okay? More examples. Chinese. I'm planning to take a foreign language. Which foreign language would you like to learn? I'd like to learn the Chinese language. What kind of language is that? Chinese. What kind of man is he? He's a Chinese man. See? The proper nouns are used as adjectives as well. Nouns used as adjectives. Music critic, city bus, history lesson. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung word of music, if you use it alone, it's a noun. The city, the word city, if you use it alone, it's also a noun. The word history, if you use it alone, it's a noun. But since they're combined, nagbabago yung function niya, nagiging adjective siya. What kind of lesson is he conducting right now? He's conducting a history lesson. Okay? What kind of critic is he? He's a music critic. Okay? Pepperoni. It's a vegetable?
Yeah.
Is pepperoni a vegetable?
I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, sorry.
sorry, guys. Ayan, 5 hours na tulog na naman tayo. Pepperoni is like the meat that it's a circular shape, like ham or something, that you put as a topping on the pizza. It's a noun, right? If you use it by itself, it's a noun. Pepperoni is a noun. You can actually buy pepperoni from the store. But if you use it with the word pizza, now it modifies the pizza. Because narrow down yung idea, what kind of pizza did you order? It's a pepperoni pizza. By the way, that's my favorite. FYI. So, gusto mo ba pizza dyan? Ham sa Friday. Rare. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, do you get the point? Alright. Dami palang function ng adjective, no? Meron ba? Hindi pa tayo tapos. Questions before we move on to the next slide. Ang tatahimik ng mga nasa nasa Zoom Ay, nakalimutan ko na magpa-break time. Sige, break time muna tayo after kong i-discuss yung dalawa pang form of adjectives. After nun, break tayo ng 5 minutes. Alright. So, number 4 is possessive nouns uses adjectives. Okay, when we say possessive, it talks about ownership. Okay? Possessive nouns. For example, the cat's favorite food is tuna. What's the possessive cat? What's the possessive noun here? It's cat, right? Di ba sinagot ko sa sarili ko tanong? Okay. Bakit siya possessive? Because it has the apostrophe S. The cat's favorite food is tuna. It's used as an adjective because it talks about the food. Kaninong favorite food yun? Sa cat. Okay? Peter's motorcycle was stolen last night. Whose motorcycle was stolen? It was Peter's motorcycle. I saw a red wallet on the table. That's Coach Shannon's wallet. Whose wallet is it? It's Shannon's wallet. It modifies the word wallet because it narrowed down the information that it belongs to Shannon, to me. Okay? So, ganun yung paggamit ng possessive nouns as adjectives. Is it clear? Kahit hindi clear, magmamadali tayo, guys. Just kidding. Okay, number 5. Pronouns used as adjectives. Dito na tayo. Lahat na ng parts of speech, pwede palang gawing adjective, no? Okay, so we have here, it answers the questions, which one, how many, how much are used to ask questions. Okay, makikita natin dito yung iba't ibang adjectives, such as pronouns. We have 2 kinds, the demonstrative and the interrogative and definite adjectives, okay? Pronouns. Demonstrative, that, these, those. Can you hand me that phone? So, since malayo sa akin yung cellphone, di ko ginamit yung this. Kasi bakit ko ba naman ipapaabot kung ayun lang sa it's reachable, right? So, hand me that phone. So, wala namang ibang phone sa lamesa, yun lang. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Which one I'm referring to? That phone. Hand me that phone. Okay? Those books. Those books belong to Madame Daphne. What kind of books? Those books on the shelf. So see how you use these pronouns as adjectives? Right? Few, some, all, many, more, both, neither, either. Okay. So, I'll give you more examples here. Let's quickly do this activity before we move on to the break time. Woody wrecked his car in the crash. Woody wrecked his car in the crash. Woody wrecked his car in the crash. So, alin dito yung adjective? Pronoun pronoun. Wrecked is a verb. So, ang adjective natin ay pronoun. His car. Possessive. Right? Next, rollerblading is our idea of fun. Possessive pronoun ulit. Our idea. Our. Okay? The Millers cultivated their garden. What kind of garden? Their garden. All pronouns used as adjectives. Your photo turned out well. Your. She went to that concert. Walang sasagot ng she. Subject yon. That concert. Okay? That. They took those classes. Those. Which concert did she hear? Which. What grade did he get? What. Whose party was best? Whose. Lahat ng binanggit natin, pronouns, but they function as adjectives. Whether it's in question form or in declarative form. Okay? Meron pa pala guys other forms of adjectives pero mamaya na natin pag-usapan after the break. Alright? I'm gonna give you a 5-minute break and we'll meet again after 5 minutes. See ya! So we did discuss the other forms of adjectives. Biglang serious yung tone, ano? Okay, so we have the normal form of adjectives, proper nouns used as adjectives, and nouns that can also be used as adjectives. Possessive nouns, pronouns as adjectives, which is number 5. These are the different pronouns that can be used as adjectives, okay? And then we have adjectives with affixes, such as pwedeng prefix or suffix, such as the word careless, reliable. Okay, liable is the root word. You added the prefix re, which changed the word into reliable. Then we have the word careless. We added a suffix less, so it became careless. All right. So the first example is, I am described by my friends as a careless individual. Which word in the sentence is being modified? Which noun in the sentence is being modified? Individual, right? This is the noun and the modifier is careless. What kind of individual is that person? A careless individual. Now, Sandy is a reliable member of the team. We have 3 nouns, Sandy, member, and team. But which is the noun which is modified by an adjective? Member. What kind of member is this person, Sandy? Reliable. Okay? Okay. Can you think of an example? Words with prefixes or suffixes. Irresponsible. Impossible. What kind of mission is it? It's an impossible mission. Yung mga words na may prefix suffix, they're basically used as adjectives too. The patient is unresponsive. What kind of patient is it? An unresponsive patient. Wow, napaka-fast learners naman ang mga tao dito today. Gusto ko yan, fast learners. Okay. And then we have what you call number 7, which are the participles. Very tricky to because participles are words that look like verbs, but they actually function as adjectives. Okay? They look like verbs, but they function as adjectives. In the first example we have, I picked up the crying baby. Crying. She is crying in her room. It's used as an adjective. Crying baby, the word crying is used as, the first example, she is crying in her room. She is a subject, crying is a verb. It's used as a verb. But in this case, I picked up the crying baby. Let's say maraming baby sa nursery room. Aling baby yung pinick up niya? Yung crying baby. Alam mo naman, crying yung isang baby, tapos yung pinick up niya yung nonchalant na baby, diba? Pick up niya yung crying baby kasi kailangan doon ng atensyon. Ganyan yung mga may kailangan ng atensyon no? Okay, so there. Next, they were enlightened parents. What kind of parents were they? Enlightened. Pero yung word na enlightened, it can also be used as a verb. Can you please enlighten me about the topic? Because it's very confusing. Enlighten me about the situation. It's a verb too. But in this case, it's used as an adjective. Okay? What else? Printed. She printed the materials. Can you pick up the printed materials from the office? Which among those sentences were used as an adjective? The word printed used as an adjective. The first or the second? Ulitin ko ah. She printed the materials. Second sentence. Please pick up the printed materials. Alin sa dalawa na yon, ginamit siya as adjective? The second one. Please pick up yung verb ko, yung action ko, at ginamit ko yung printed as an adjective to describe materials. Ano yung gusto mong ipa-pick up ko? Alangan naman materials lang. Pag sinabi kong materials na, pwedeng any material. But I said, I wanted you to pick up the printed materials, which means I'm talking about the freshly printed materials which are on paper. Gets? Now, do you understand why modifiers are so important? Because they function as something to specify or give precise meaning to a noun. Got it? Wala lang. Okay, got it? So, if you don't have any questions about the different forms of adjectives, then we can move on to the next slide. No questions? No questions or wala nang gising dito sa Zoom? Okay, I'll give you more examples for clarification. Let's compare words that are used as adjectives and words that are used as verbs. Okay? The word increasing, it's also another versatile word. And the reason why we're going to point out the word increasing and declining, because these are words that are often used in your writing tasks. Okay? So let's take a look at the examples given here. The figures illustrated had an increasing trend. In this first sentence, is the word increasing used as an adjective or as a verb? Don't look at me like that, like you're so confused. Okay, thank you, Fanny. Her answer is it's used as an adjective, and her answer is actually correct. Okay. What kind of trend is it? It's an increasing trend. At makikita nyo naman na sa first example, ang action word natin dito ay illustrated. See? So, the figures illustrated had an increasing trend. Second example, the figures are increasing. The word increasing, is it used as a verb or an adjective? Verb. We have a subject, the figures. Predicate are increasing. So it's not confusing for you to identify that it's a verb kasi nga, simple, very simple lang yung structure ng sentence to. The figures are increasing. Increasing is used as an action, as a verb, okay? Next, let's use the word declining. The line graph showed a declining pattern. What word is modified here? Pwedeng graph, pwedeng pattern. Pero ang tinutukoy ko yung word na declining. So, pattern. What kind of pattern is it? Is the line graph showing? A declining pattern. That's right. The sales are declining yearly. Verb or adjective? So, unang example, adjective yon. Kasi it describes the pattern. What kind of pattern is it? It's a declining pattern. So, on the second example, the sales are declining yearly. Verb or adjective? Gusto ko confident kayo sa sagot nyo. Verb, right? Yes, the answer is verb. There was a declining pattern presented. On the third example, Again, it's used as an adjective. There was a declining pattern presented. Presented is the action here. Okay, malito, okay? But yes, declining, increasing can either be used as adjectives or verbs depending on the structure of your sentence. Okay? All right, so any questions? Ba't kayo natatawa? Hindi naman ako nagjo-joke. What? Cassie, do you want to say something? Do you have any insights? Okay. All right, so we have the eighth form of adjective. It's describing age, size, or length of something. So, sa mga ganitong cases, kailangan nyo nang gamitan ng hyphen. So, magsulat ng example, kaso nagmamalfunction tong screen. Try ko ulit ah. Thank you, Arjun, for your active participation, by the way. Ba't kasi hindi ko siya ma-share? Uulitin ko yung pag-share ng screen para try ko kung makakapagsulat na ako this time. Ayan. Okay. So, sa example na to, a century-old egg was served for dinner. Century-old. Ibig sabihin, gaano nakatagal yung egg? 100. Pwede pala siya, no? Actually, in Japan, they do that a lot. Ano tawag dun sa egg na yun, yung parang nilalagay na sa ramen? Na very silky yung yolk. Basta yun yun. Yeah. Kung ayaw mo masyadong maka-offend, he's so short naman. Sabihin mo, he's a short like... Ba't parang mas nakaka-offend yung short? So anyway, that's the adjective. Shake it off. Okay, next. I wanted to have a blue-eyed white dragon. Oh, grabe naman. Is there a blue-eyed white dragon? Well, dragons don't really exist, do they? Okay. Oh, okay. PT or IELTS? So, bakit kailangan lagyan ng hyphen po? I'll give another example. "30-minute meeting." It's a 30-minute virtual meeting. In this case, 30-minute is used as an adjective to describe how long the meeting is going to take. All right? So, the word that is being modified here is the word meeting. We have two adjectives, 30-minute and virtual. The first one describes how long the meeting is going to last, and the second one, what kind of, kung face-to-face ba or virtual lang. Okay? So, guys, huwag kayong malito ah. Pwede nyo kasing sabihin, like for example, the meeting will last for 30 minutes. Pwedeng ganong structure, okay? Which is easier. Kasi, baka makalimutan mong gamitin yung hyphen, The meeting will last for 30 minutes. In this case, may S. Pero pag ginamit siya as adjective, you have to omit the S already. Okay? Why do I sound like a Singaporean? The virtual meeting will last for 30 minutes. Uy, ba't ang tahimik niyo bigla? Guys, keep the energy alive. Maganda yung momentum natin this morning eh. Himala. Ha? Pwedeng mag-usap in person. I mean, in private. Okay, so virtual is an adjective which describes the meeting. Okay, what kind of meeting is it? Is it a face-to-face meeting? Is it a virtual meeting? And then we have what you call 30 minutes. It actually describes how long the meeting will be, pero in a more detailed way. So the virtual meeting will last for 30 minutes. Hindi mo na kailangan ng lagyan ng hyphen dito, pero lalagyan mo siya ng S here. Okay? But if you're gonna use this type of structure, you use it as an adjective, you have to remove the S. Okay? I'm gonna give you another example. My 12-year-old niece is as intelligent as me. Okay? Now, if you're gonna use it in a more simple structure, lalagyan mo na ng S ngayon. My intelligent niece is 12 years old. But if you're gonna use it as an adjective, don't forget to put hyphens. 12-year-old niece. Got it? Okay. Now let's move on to quantity adjectives. Nakikita niyo ba mabuti or is the screen too small? It's fine? All right, so let's talk about quantifiers. Kasi ako, bulag ako, guys. A quantifier is a word or phrase which is used before a noun to indicate the amount of quantity. Examples of quantifiers are some, many, a lot of, a few. So, ito yung tamang kailangan nyo i-follow. Count plural. Count singular, count plural, and non-count. So sa count singular, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung much, less, little, a little, very little. You can only use these quantifiers on non-count nouns, such as, I have so much love for this country. Much is a quantifier that describes the love that I have for this country. I have so much love for this country. Or, how much coffee would you like? How much sugar would you like to have in your coffee? Sugar is a non-count noun because you measure it, you don't count it. Okay, so I say, how much sugar do you want in your coffee? And it's a start of the chat. Speaking of coffee, I left my coffee here. Don't leave your coffee for too long. Alam mo, ano yung pumapasok na examples eh, no? You got it? For examples, my patience is very little today. It describes my patience. Patience is an abstract noun. It's non-tangible. You can't touch it. But it's a noun. It's patience, like love, faith, loyalty. Okay? I have very little patience today. So I can't say I have few patients. I can't say I have what? 3 patients. My patience is only 3. No, you can't say that because it's a non-count noun. So you can either say I have so much patience or I have little patience. Okay? Now, the quantifiers, some, any, most, more, all, a lot of. Kasi nahihirapan pa ako, dito lang siya. None of the or no are used on count plural and non-count nouns. Count plural are nouns in plural form but are countable. Okay, for example, tables. There are some tables available in the office. There are some cups in the sink. There are, all of the cups are clean. None of the cups are clean. Pwede yun, okay? And we can also use it with non-count nouns, such as sugar, milk, okay? Please add some sugar. Please add some milk. Most people in this country, most government officials in this country are corrupt. Thank you for finishing my sentence. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so, nakikita niyo ba? Versatile tong mga quantifiers na to. Some, any, more, most, all, a lot of, no, none of. Ang hindi mo lang siya pwedeng gamitin sa singular countable nouns such as some table. Some nga ibig sabihin more than one, di ba? A lot of table, hindi pwede. A lot of tables, pwede. There are a lot of tables, okay? Now, ito lang, some, any, most, more, all. Yan lang yung mga quantifiers na pwede sa count, plural, and non-count. Okay? Now, when it comes to the quantifiers, many, both, several, few, fewer, fewest, a few, one of the, a couple of, pwede mo lang siyang gamitin sa count plural. Hindi siya pwede sa non-count. Okay? Count plural. Pencils. There are many pencils in the office. There are a few people, there are a few students today. Okay? One of the students, hindi pwedeng one of the student. Kasi one of the students, isa sa kanila is feeling sick today. One of the students is exhausted today. One of the students has no energy today. Okay, what else? A couple of. You can say, I need a couple of oranges for my salad. No, I need a couple of lemons for my salad. Meaning, I need 2. Couple means 2, right? So, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin sa non-count. Like, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, I need many coffee. I need many milk. No. Okay, you can say, I need very little milk. I need less milk or much milk. Okay? So, another example is fewer. Okay. Count plural. There are fewer individuals in the conference room today as compared to yesterday. Fewer individuals. Yung individuals, it's a countable noun, which is in plural form. Right? Okay, now how about each, every, anyone? Ito, madalas kayo nagkakamali dito sa each, every. Pwede mo lang daw siyang gamitin sa count singular. Okay, for example, each person needs a reliable friend. Or every person needs a reliable friend. Any. Okay, for example, I ask you, which box do you want to open? I want to open any box. So singular lang si box, okay? Pero countable siya. Just open any box. Halimbawa, maraming regalo. Pasko na kasi. Imagine niyo, Christmas tree, may mga gifts under the tree. Which box do you want to open first? Just open any box. Okay. Okay? Do you have any questions? So I know it's confusing to use these quantity adjectives, but you need to master it. Because little mistakes can add up to your point deductions. Okay? So, more examples. I practice every day. Every is the quantity adjective which describes day. I practice every day. I'd like 1 donut, please. Ano yung quantity adjective dito? 1. As in Marites. Joke lang. Hindi para Marites. Kabilang store. Okay, count plural. Can I have some chips? What's the quantity adjective? Some. Guys, can you give me 1 second? I need to reply to an email, which is quite important, okay? Manila Standard Time. Manila Standard Time. Microsoft Teams. Are you guys using Microsoft Teams? It's actually a new version of Skype. Skype is already gone, by the way. Okay, thank you for waiting, guys. Is that a question or would you like to continue? Give me a minute and give me a second. Why? Oh, okay. So that's not the question pala. Well, the difference is a second is a second and a minute is 60 seconds. So technically that's the difference. But if you are going to ask me their function, in language, well, definitely it's asking you to wait. It's a polite way of saying, but it's also very casual. All right. When you say, "Hey, give me a minute, give me a second." But if you would like to sound more formal, you could say, "Could you hold on a second?" I get it. Parang sexy pakinggan, no? Could you hold on? Wala na. Just mention it. Okay, so let's continue. Plural. She has a lot of books. So, ang quantity adjective natin ay a lot of. I have fewer pencils than you. Fewer. So, non-count naman. Can I have some water? Water is a non-count now. So, some is the adjective, quantity adjective. She has a lot of strength. As mentioned earlier, a lot of is actually versatile, and you can use it both in count plural and non-count nouns. Okay? And then we have, I have less courage than you. Courage is a noun, right? And it's a non-count noun, so we use the quantity adjective less. In order for you to know the order, kasi sabihin natin marami ng adjective na naisip. So, ano ba dapat yung pagkakasunod-sunod? Let's see. The first one should be the article, your, the, size, large, small, medium, age, old, young, middle age, aged, color, green, all the colors in the spectrum, participle, hand blown, proper adjective, French, Vietnamese, Chinese, American, English. Noun used as an adjective, wine. Wine glass, di ba? Pwede siyang gamitin as adjective. Although yung word na wine, it's a noun, right? What kind of glass is it? It's a wine glass. It's particularly used to drink wine. Okay? Noun, bottle. Okay. So ngayon, let's do a quick activity. Number 1, I want you to arrange the right order of adjectives. Bakit ba ganito to nakakainis? Wait lang guys Ano kasi yung answer sa kabila? Babaguhin ko lang yung exposure niya sa screen. Let's see. There, okay. Number 1, pakisagutan. Sino gustong mag-answer? You will arrange it to the right order of adjectives in a sentence. Una, gamitan mo ng article. So, pangalawa is what? Color or size? Size muna and then color. That small red British sports car. Okay, ayaw nyo kasi hindi kayo ginaganahan pag sports car. Sige, babaguhin natin. I meant that tall, handsome, blue-eyed British young man. Uy! Sino yun? O, di ba? Ginaganahan kayo pag mga ganyang example na binibigay ko. I met that tall, handsome, blue-eyed British young man. Blue eyes talaga siya. I am mesmerized when I see people with blue eyes or green eyes or gray eyes. There's something about their eye color which makes them really attractive, right? Okay, number 2. This is quite easy kasi konti lang. Ihuli nyo lagi yung noun na. Automatic na yon. So, article muna. Ano dyan yung article? So, the article is the. Next is color. And then next is noun. Your word na silk, it's a noun, but it also functions as an adjective. The green silk shirt. Shirt. The green silk shirt. Okay? Okay, next. Again, iuhuli yung noun. Iuuna yung article. Oh, clue. Yeah. A new down-filled winter jacket. Article muna a, tapos new, down-filled, and then winter. Winter is a noun, which can function as an adjective too. A new down-filled winter jacket. Tingnan nga natin kung tama yung mga sagot niyo. Congratulations, your answers are correct. Parang nawawala yung unang example ko kanina. Well, tama naman yun kahit hindi nyo na i-double check. Alright. Any questions? Cricket sound. Ang awkward. But parang ang baba ng energy natin bigla. Okay. Okay. Guys, marami akong naririnig. Ginamitan nyo na ng comparative form, ginamitan nyo pa ng more. Ginamitan nyo na ng superlative form, ginamitan nyo pa ng most. She is the most smartest boy in class. Ano mali doon? He is the most smartest boy in class. Superlative redundancy. Right? So, since ginamit mo na yung word na most, alisin mo na yung superlative form na EST. He is the most smart boy in class. Or, he is the smartest boy in class. Pero hindi nyo pwedeng pagsamahin yung most tsaka yung smartest. Okay? Alright. So, sa comparative form naman, I think that Andrea is more prettier than Alexa. What's wrong with that sentence? I know it sounds right because the way I say it. But don't be fooled. Andrea is more prettier than Alexa. So, you can either say Andrea is more pretty than Alexa, or you can say Andrea is prettier than Alexa. But you cannot put two comparatives or two superlatives in one sentence. Got it? So yan. If you want to make it comparative form, you just add ER on adjectives. Higher, prettier, simpler, shorter, taller. And if you want to use the superlative form, you just add EST. Highest, prettiest, simplest, shortest, tallest, longest, biggest. Okay? Ayan. Sa comparative naman, more or less. Most or least. English is my least favorite subject. Can't I make it even more obvious? Ito na yung, ano. Okay. Actually, na-advance ko na yung sinasabi ko kanina, yan yun. So let's take a look at this table. Irregular comparative and superlative forms. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Sige, try niyo sagutan tong isa. Little, black, least. Little, less, least. Okay, very good. Much, many, some. Ang comparative form niya ay more. At ang superlative form niya ay tama, sabihin niyo louder. Most. Okay, yan. Far further. Forevermore. Charis. Hindi pala. Further. Furthest. Furthest ang tamang sagot. Okay. So, it's much better if you guys try to memorize this table because there's no other way than to memorize what is the comparative and superlative form in order for you not to make any mistakes in grammar. Okay? Okay. We have what you call words with absolute conditions. So, there are words na hindi na kailangan ng any comparative and superlative adjectives. Kasi nga, they are already in their extent degree. So, they do not allow any degrees of comparison anymore. Okay? Hindi mo na siya pwedeng i-compara kasi yun na yun eh. That's the ultimate form of that thing. Like absolute. Vodka. Huy, hindi. Hindi vodka. Absolute lang. Absolute and perfect. Anong araw ba today? Wednesday pa lang, guys. Perfect, unique, entire. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, she has the most unique smile. Unique na nga yun eh. Ibig sabihin ng unique, pinakakaiba. Okay? So, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, her smile is more unique than his smile. You can't compare it anymore kasi unique is the highest form. Okay? Same as perfect. She's the most perfect girl I've ever seen. Ang OA. Diba? So, perfect already means siya na yun. Wala siyang labis, wala siyang kulang. Perfect siya. She's the perfect girl for me, and I know it. Oops. The entire universe is rooting for you. Ibig sabihin lahat, buong universe, lahat ng planets, lahat ng UFO, lahat ng stars, lahat ng galaxies, the entire universe is rooting for you. There's no reason for you to give up. Uy, na-motivate. Nalakas talaga. Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi ako nakainom ng gamot today eh. Ba't kaya ang taas ng energy ko today? Ha? Di ka nakainom? Oh yeah, you need to drink cetirizine. However, it's gonna make you drowsy. You can step inside the room. There are 2 beds there. Pili ka na lang kung alin doon. Just kidding. Okay, next. There are common problems with comparative and superlative. Avoid double comparisons. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. I am convinced that my poodle is more smarter than your Dalmatian. So, what should you do? Remove more or just say smarter. My poodle is smarter than your Dalmatian. My poodle is more smart than your Dalmatian. Pwede rin naman. Kung gusto mo ng additional words sa essay mo. Diba? Mindset lang yan. I am convinced. So, yun yung tama. Next. Texas is more bigger than Oklahoma. Texas is bigger than Oklahoma, or Texas is more big. However, when you use more big, it doesn't show your competency in grammar. Pero kung mauta ka talaga at gusto mo ng additional words, gamitan mo ng more or most, right? That is the most funniest joke I have ever heard. That is the funniest joke I have ever heard. Okay. Avoid double negatives. The next rule is, the first rule is avoid double comparisons. The second rule is avoid double negatives. Example, we decided there wasn't no point. Meron na ngang not, nilagyan pa niyang no. That's redundancy. Okay? We decided that there wasn't no point in pursuing our research further. So the correct answer is that we decided there was no point. Aalisin mo na yung not, iiwan mo na lang yung no. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng there was not point. Di ba? Tama ba yun? We decided there was not point. Di ba? It sounds weird. And it's grammatically incorrect. So you shouldn't say we decided there was not point. It should be we decided there was no point in pursuing our research further. Got it? Okay. Mapagod na kasi ko eh. Okay, finally! We're gonna talk about adverbs. Yung mga tao sa likod na may weirdohan na sa akin. Kasi guys, ang haba ng discussion pero adjectives pa lang yon. But I can't rush it. Because if I rush it, you won't be able to understand every detail about it, right? Okay, so we have how many minutes left? 30. We still have 30 minutes to discuss adverbs. OMG! Talaga? Wow, that's nice. Sabay ba tayo uwi? Or are you gonna go somewhere? I'm waiting for the pizza, so you have to wait for the pizza too. Okay, so adverbs, a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb by making its meaning more specific. Okay, so an identification that a word is an adverb is that it ends with ly. Okay, unfortunately, eventually, drastically, lahat ng may ly. Entirely, yes. I am entirely focused on you. Diba? Focused. Example, several passerbys started curiously. Her very expensive dress was ruined. Okay? Yung word na very, adverb din yan. Elizabeth cooked less deliciously as she did before her husband died. So, si Elizabeth kasi na heartbroken, you know. So, hindi na daw siya masarap magluto ngayon. Because, you know, when you're cooking, you actually need to be inspired because your mood will affect the dish. Natry niyo na yun? Unless na lang hindi ka marunong talaga magluto. Well, talagang it will affect the dish, di ba? Kagaya nung first time ko magluto ng adobo, naging instead na chicken adobo, naging tostadong adobo siya. I didn't know how to handle the fire. Well, that's why. The range. So that's the thing about handling fire, the range. You have to know when to minimize it. You have to know when to maximize it. And you have to know when to stop it. So if you don't want your food to be burnt like mine. Naisingit ko na naman yun, ano? So, Elizabeth cooked. The verb here is cooked. How did she cook? Less deliciously. So, can you see how the adverbs actually change the meaning or the tone? Right? Elizabeth cooked less. Pwede namang Elizabeth cooked before her husband died. Iba na yung meaning nun. Bago daw mamatay yung husband niya, nakapagluto pa si Elizabeth. Pero yung structure na to, it wants to focus on the fact na hindi na siya kasing sarap magluto. nung buhay pa yung asawa niya. Kasi nga nawala na siya ng inspirasyon. Nawala na siya ng motivation para magluto ng masarap. Or probably, nawala na siya ng ganang kumain. Because that's how you feel when you lose someone so important to you. Like, you can't really focus anymore. You just think about the loss, the grief, the pain. Diba? Hindi tayo iiyak for today's video. Okay. Get it? How the changes in the meaning of sentences happen when you actually add adjectives or adverbs. Okay, so here, adverbs answer the questions when, where, how, to what degree. Okay, when the verb is fly or had arrived. When will you fly? I will fly now. Ibig sabihin nun, paalis na siya, flight na niya ngayon. When will you arrive? I had arrived early. Okay? Those words, now, early, they're adverbs that describe the flight. Okay? Where? Jump aside. Where will you jump? Aside. Not in front, aside. Where was it charging? Was charging forward. How? How did you argue? We argued violently. Yes. Exactly. Okay, next. Speak. How did you speak? Clearly. To what degree? Completely, hardly would have known. I hardly would have known. I barely finished my meal. The adverb there is barely, and it modifies the word finish. Because finish is the verb, right? You have any questions? Okay, let's move on. When modifying a verb, an adverb may appear in various positions in relation to the verb. So, we're going to use the word eventually in 3 different sentences, 3 different positions. So the first one, it's positioned in the beginning of the sentence. Eventually, the train will arrive at the station. Pwede rin naman, the train will eventually arrive at the station. And lastly, you can put it in the end of the sentence. The train will arrive at the station eventually. Got it? Pwede rin naman, actually, I decided to accept the offer in Japan. I actually decided to accept the offer in Japan. I accepted the offer in Japan, actually. See, you can use it in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the sentence. Okay, so in these cases, like the word quickly, fluently, and sensibly, they should be just used at the end. He ate quickly. How did he eat quickly? She speaks Russian fluently. How does she speak Russian? Fluently. Try, ano ba yung opposite ng fluent? Incompetently. Incompetently, I guess, right? She speaks Russian incompetently. Try to reply sensibly. Okay? There you go. Now, did you know that adverbs can actually modify adjectives too? I know it gets even more confusing, but you just have to bear with me, okay? Because it really exists. So, the train is extremely late. Anong dito yung adjective? First, identify the noun. Kasi, ang noun ang minomodify ng mga adverbs and adjectives, right? So, the noun is train. Ano yung words that modify the train? Late. Late is the adjective. Now the word extremely is an adverb. That's right. Which describes the intensity of the situation. Gaano ka late? Extremely late. The train is a little late. Namabago, di ba? Okay, late siya, pero gaano ba ka late? That's why it answers the question, to what degree? Right? June felt rather weak. So yeah, rather is also an adjective, which means he's supposed to be okay. He's supposed to be strong, but rather he felt weak. Okay, June felt rather weak. The solution was quite logical. Quite means a little. All right. It was an extremely sour lemon. Yeah, that's right. Iba-iba naman talaga ng degree yung sourness ng lemon, right? There are some lemon juices that are not so sour, but there are some lemon juices that are extremely sour. Have you ever tried that at a party? No reaction challenge. And then you have to sip like the lemon or the calamansi, right? It's a fun game actually. Ayun naman tayo sa vodka. Kanina absolute vodka, ngayon naman lemon. Good pair, right? Di ba kung ano yung para lang naman mabuhay. Ang lungkot niyo naman kasi. Like, why is the vibe so low? What's wrong with you guys? But walang connection. What's wrong with my Wi-Fi? Everything is going wrong. Just kidding. Nothing is going wrong today. Let's not manifest that, okay? I don't want to manifest that kasi baka mamaya kung ano-anong mangyari after. I just want everything to go right. But the thing is, the connection is gone. Ala, tatanong ko nga sa likod. Connection. Okay, let's continue. Yung device ko lang daw yung may problema, hindi pala yung Wi-Fi. Oh, it's working now. All right, so yes, it answers the question to what degree. It appears directly before the modified word. Okay. So kagaya ng examples kanina, the adverbs were actually located before the modifiers or the adjectives, right? So the examples given here are, there were only partially convinced. So actually dapat to, They. Hindi to there, okay? Mali yung nakalagay dito na example. They were only partially convinced. The play ended somewhat abruptly. How did the play ended? Somewhat abruptly. To what degree did it end? Somewhat. So, ibig sabihin ng somewhat, medyo lang. Okay? Please speak more slowly. Actually, these are both adverbs. More and slowly. Okay? It actually modifies the way you want the person to speak. So you're suggesting, please speak more slowly. Next is, I know him very well. How well do you know the person? Very well. I am not completely finished. Yes, the word finish is the verb and not completely modifies it. Okay? So in adverbs, we also have intensifiers such as full, degree, completely, totally, absolutely, entirely, quite. Yan yung full degree, okay? Yung completely, totally, absolutely, entirely, quite. Ibig sabihin, sagad siya. And then large, ito yung mga words. Very, extremely, really, awfully, terribly. Pag medyo lang, like medium intensity, you can use words such as fairly, quite, rather, really. And then small degree is a little, bit, or slightly. Okay? Let's take a look at some examples. This tin opener is completely useless. So what does that mean? What is a tin opener? Sorry? Tin opener. Oo, ano? Abrilata ba yun? Tin opener. Yeah. So, ang alam ko rin tawag dito can opener eh, pero tin opener pala talaga, no? Yeah. So, ibig sabihin, sira na siya. At hindi na siya magagamit. It's absolutely useless. OMG! Talaga po ba? Thanks. Okay. We are absolutely delighted at the news. So probably this person received extremely good news, right? Para sa inyo, ano yung good news? I passed my IELTS. Or it depends, depending on your situation. For me, I will only be delighted when I receive my notification, bank notification, that my salary has been deposited. No, I'm gonna. I'm absolutely delighted. I'm absolutely delighted receiving that notification. Okay, terribly miss him and completely finished. Can you give me a sec?
Narinig ka.
Huh? Hindi, abot mo yung ano mo, say.
Hindi ako patalo.
Ay, oo, magkasyan din.
Hindi ako patalo doon. Baka rin sa ano.
Hindi ka nagpatalo saan?
Pamilya.
Ano, bakit ka i-mute? Ano yan? Sige, i-mute. Yeah, I already unmuted it. Why would you say that? Okay. Common problems with adverbs and adjectives. So this is something that you should avoid. Okay. First one is the misuse. Once the test was over, Sharon walked slow out of the classroom. What's the mistake here? May clue na ako. There's an error in the sentence. So what is the error? Yeah, what is the answer, guys? All right, that's correct, Cassie. So it should be slowly. Okay? Once the test was over, Sharon walked slowly out of the classroom. Another example. We tried real hard to get the muffin mixture perfect. So what is the error and what should be the correction?
Really?
Alam nyo, sobrang ginagamit to na pagkakamali ng mga Gen Z. Lagi nilang sinasabi, real quick. Di ba? Yung parang from friends to lovers, real quick. Mga ganun. Ginagamit ng mga Gen Z yung pagkakamali na yun. Kasi it's cool. It's cool, right? But the thing is, it's wrong. So not everything cool is correct. So the correct sample here should be, we tried really hard to get the muffin mixture perfect. We tried really hard. Next. Even though he has lived in Toronto for 4 years, he does not have hardly any friends there. Mali yun. It should be double negative kasi yan. Does not and hardly, negative pareho yun. Hindi mo pwedeng pagsamayan yung dalawang negatives sa isang sentence, right? So it should be, even though he has lived in Toronto for 4 years, he has hardly any friends there. Ibig sabihin, nahihirapan siyang makipagkaibigan or magkaroon ng friends. Because apparently in Canada, a lot of people are quite distant or unapproachable because they're very busy with their shenanigans, with their own life. So they don't like to mingle. But I think it really depends on your personality, like how are you going to handle it. Because I feel like, if ever I go to another country, I can easily make friends, right? Even though he has lived in Toronto for 4 years, pwede rin, he does not have many friends there. You got it? So either of the two, wag lang yung first example. Common problems with adverbs and adjectives. So, the usage of bad or badly and the usage of good or well. I don't feel bad that I played badly at the football game today. So it should be, I don't feel bad that I played what? Baguhin natin. I don't feel bad that I played poorly. It didn't get it. Ang pangit kasi bad, das badly, no? She protested that she was well enough to sing well again. So it should be, she was well enough. Ibig sabihin, okay na, naka-recover na yung condition niya to sing excellently again or properly again. Okay? Let's have an activity. Do we have time? Yes, we do. 9 minutes. This is a passage wherein you will find 20 adverbs. So please start listing down all the adverbs that you find in this passage. Okay, 20. 20, guys, at 20. Happy birthday to you. Let's sing all together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Make a wish.
Mamaya na lang mapag-below ko candle. Yun naman niya, ano siya, ano? Ilan tayo?
Anak niyo po.
Yung bunso ko. Ilan naman ito?
Sinurmit, ano ba? Kapalapit.
Pag ilan yung nag-ano ng soft drink? Ako mapatay ko. Nang ilan man tayo dito? Malit lang tayo, hindi na yung... Wala ko. Klase mo.
13 po. Kasi si Sir Roel pa dyan, si ano. 5.
Nakalami natin pa. Ah,
13 po, 13.
13, 15.
Binilang ko na po kayo.
Ay, hindi lang yun.
Aba.
Wait na, Sophie. Kaya diretso niya na po kami sa klase sandali.
Patapos na rin po eh.
Wait ko lang. Hindi pala ako nang kayo magbukas. Hindi pala ako kayo bukas.
Pinaprank po kayo ni Sir Kevin. Dahil trip niya mamra.
Eh kasi may lawyer talk ng kami mamaya sana. Nakabukas. Andiyan lang sila auntie bukas. Eh sabi ko, bukas na lang ako magluluto. Eh kala ko bang kayo rin bukas.
Kami lang to, ano po yun?
Tigil din ako.
49 po kayo today.
40.
48 po.
Pero mukha
Pag-
po yung ano, malakas pa po yun. Sigaw ko yung mga
47 and 11 na.
Ba't pa kasi yung 40s?
47 and
Sabi ni Delvin, masigla pa po. Ba? Ano ba yung na-expect mo sa 40s?
Makisip ko si ma'am, makisip.
Oo nga, ganun talaga pag 40s pa
Ay,
lang.
ibang nagpapaanak pa ako ng baboy. Na-attend ko pa lahat yan ng baboy.
Backyard po ba? Oh,
Ah?
backyard.
Oo, pero sa nagtigil ko. Siguro may ato.
Tunnel din po.
Ano?
Beto.
Pag hindi, ako nga tinag-i-airport siya. Bilis na nasa palayan, pero sa pili na ka. Nasa nakat ko. Okay. Tapos yung iba nasa level. Yung isa nasa tawag.
Kaya ako po yung
Hindi.
mahal kong bagong.
Kaya tamaan din kami, ano. Pagka, kasama sa negosyo. Pagka,
Alam mo, yun, meron din po.
may lugi.
O di kayo na lang dalawa mag-usap kaya, ano?
Charot. Imagine naman.
Joke lang.
Natapusin niyo naman yung klase na yun.
Yes, actually we're done. These are the 20 day to you.
Hindi na wala ka na akala ko hindi ka na bumalik.
Po si Kasi nakapanood. Himala. Babalik si Himala mo.
Kala ko nga hindi aabot yan, tagal na rider.
Oh,
Sabi 45 minutes pa rin.
bakit ma'am? Check ka sa sarili.
Wala.
Hoy, Tinday.
Ano na?
Tama ako isa.
Okay, how many did you get right?
Sorry.
Nakakalahati ba or hindi?
Oo, ano ba? Okay, kita mo.
Okay. So for those who are still on Zoom, thank you so much for your participation. Unfortunately, you can't. Papakita na lang namin sa inyo para inggitin namin kayo, ha? Charot lang, charot lang.